Well, first of all, you have to get yourself safe, and that's one of the reasons you want to have that CCW. But once you do that and you call 911 for whatever type of help for yourself or for someone else, and we go through what you should and shouldn't say on that, and you had a little clip on your website on the Facebook I saw that I was talking about it, what you should and shouldn't say.
Hey, if you own a gun in California, you should have an attorney that specializes in California gun laws on your speed dial. Because if you ever have legal matters that involve firearms, you need California firearm lawyer John Dillon, especially if you have questions about red flag laws, gun registration, gun transportation, or maybe you just need to know that your guns are California compliant. Our trusted firearms attorney is John Dillon. John Dillon specializes in California gun laws. Put his number on your phone right now, 760-642-7150. That's John Dillon, California firearms lawyer, 760-642-7150.
So everybody knows we had a really cool gun show / gun symposium a few weeks ago, about a month ago, and it went off really, really well. A big thank you to Firearms Legal Protection for your support for the Gun Owners Symposium and for providing the coffee that everybody got to enjoy as a symposium attendee. So everybody got to enjoy some red, white, and badass brew from our friend Dustin Hayes, and that was courtesy of Firearms Legal Protection. So we asked Patrick Garcia to come and talk to the audience. He's from Firearms Legal Protection. How are you, Patrick?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, man. So first off, thank you so much, Firearms Legal Protection, for doing that, for sponsoring the coffee. It means a lot. It was super helpful, and it made the symposium that much better. So thank you very much for doing that.
So what was interesting about the coffee is it was whiskey coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, now you tell him.
No, I'm very familiar.
That's why the symposium went off as well as it did.
It's called what's it called? It's called
he might know.
Whiskey I forget, but it's super good, isn't it? Did you have some?
Yeah, it was great. It was just, I staggered down over to the podium and I gave a presentation afterwards.
Yeah, it was super good. All right, cool. So what did you think of the symposium and how did it go for you?
It went well. It was down in the basement area, which is a nice little area, and people can ask questions. You can answer them, and it's very intimate. So that was nice. The lighting down there was fantastic, and your crew did an awesome job. Yeah,
Chauncey and Rich and those guys are absolutely fantastic as far as the lighting and the videography and everything. They did a really good job, and you can see a lot. I'm pretty sure you're up there on our YouTube channel. If you go to Gun Owners Radio's YouTube channel on YouTube.
I did. I saw it. It's kind of funny when you see yourself. It's better to see someone else.
Oh, believe me, I get it. It's the worst in the whole world to have your smiling face up there. Rest assured that when I remember watching it, and I thought you did great, you looked great, and it went really, really well for you. Why don't we tell people who Firearms Legal Protection is and what you do for them, and give a little bit about your background?
Okay, we're legal defense for self-defense. So Firearms Legal Protection has been in business for over 10 years. We're out of Dallas, Texas. And I've been in this industry for almost 6 years now. I mean, I was with a previous company that was out of Texas also, did a similar thing. And we offer some unique things in the industry for legal protection. So if you're in any situation where you have to defend yourself and you end up hurting someone, injuring or killing them, you're going to get an attorney on retainer. And you have that attorney in your pocket, and you just call that number. You had an ad for an attorney for similar things that we're doing now, just on before I got on. And same thing, call that number, an attorney answers, and you have your attorney-client relationship immediately.
That's awesome. And it's anything you can use if you have to defend yourself with a frying pan or a firearm. If you have a CCW or not, it's all for you, right? It's legal defense for self-defense, not just for people who have a gun, not just for people who carry a gun for self-defense outside of the home, right?
That's correct.
That's awesome. And what's your background? Tell us a little bit about your background, your resume.
Oh, shit. It's not so much in the gun arena. It's more in the marketing and sales management. and just management. I've done a lot of things in the past that has given me the opportunity to be like an entrepreneur out here in California. I started another company in California because you have to get a license to start working in each state to go ahead and sell these products. And so I've done that with my previous company and then now. So you go out and talk to gun shops and instructors and anyone that's interested in the 2A community, and try and get them interested and do as many talks as I can, try and get to the CCW classes. That's ideal because those people really need to have a product, and we have the lowest cost product in the United States.
Well, and you guys are all over California, meaning you guys are marketing heavily to California, and I'd be willing to bet that if we went back, 10 years, that you guys would never think that California would be such an important market for this because of our horrible carry laws at the time, which have changed significantly. But, now you have San Diego's we're closing in on 16,000 carry permits. Orange County has like twice that. Riverside and Inland Empire have everybody, not just since the Bruin decision, but even before that, there are tens of thousands across Southern California carrying, which I think do you guys ever, is that ever a discussion at FLP? Do you guys ever go, man, can't believe California is such a big and popular market?
It is a big, huge market. The population's high. The percentage of CCWs is one of the fifth lowest in the nation, though.
Well, because we have such a big population, and we've had to catch up. All these other 42 or whatever other states have been issuing for decades, and we've been issuing for years. It's just amazing that I don't think anyone ever really saw a light at the end of the tunnel, and here we are.
Even in San Francisco now, they're starting to issue. One of the problems they're having is they don't have an infrastructure to do it quickly. So they're having to get new people that have a new program. They don't go to the people who've been doing it forever and get schooled on it, so they know exactly what to do and how many people they need for how many applications and all that stuff.
Well, and they're a
little slow.
We'll talk about a place where you need a CCW too, man. San Francisco has turned into Beirut in the last 10, 15 years. It's tragic. It's sad. I mean, you want to laugh at it because it's such a ridiculous joke, but it really truly is sad. It was such a beautiful, amazing city, and it's just absolutely been destroyed by public policy.
And you're so true. I haven't been there, and I live about 2 hours away, and I grew up in the Silicon Valley. Mm-hmm. And we used to go there, and it was beautiful. And you go to, Pier 39 and everything. But now you have crime down there. You have the homeless. You have it's dirty. It used to be a clean city. It's just a dirty city. It's someplace I really don't want to go anymore.
Oh yeah, but it's being cleaned up right now, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Those, words don't do much when it comes to cleaning that up, does it?
Yeah, and I can't believe that he's well. I know why he's doing it, but I can't believe he's doing it. It's just terrible.
Who? What do you mean? He?
Oh, no. You didn't hear that they're out there and they're working 24/7 to clean up San Francisco because of the Asian.
Oh, because the Chinese
they're coming to visit.
Government's coming to visit.
And he says, well, wait a minute. When people come to visit your house, don't you go out? Don't you clean your home before people come to visit?
Well, I don't usually have, dangerous, violent, drug-abusing gangs in my home that I have to clean up.
I know. I couldn't believe it.
It really is horrible. A few years ago, those, Patrick, those like the travel advisories that the State Department issues where they say, hey, don't go to, whatever country because it's not safe for Americans. Those advisories I'm talking about?
All the time, yeah.
So we actually, a few years ago, copied one of those advisories and told people, in San Diego and Orange and everywhere where we reach, we said, gun owners do not go to San Francisco. It is not safe. And it was basically it was serious, and at the end of the day, but it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek way of pointing out the fact that it's turned so horrible. It's turned so horrible, and we should probably reissue that. It's been a few years. I wonder if people have forgotten. It's gotten worse. So.
And what's so interesting is everyone thinks you can't carry in San Francisco.
Oh, really?
They're like, oh, yeah, but I can't go to San Francisco. Yeah, you can't go to San Francisco because it's for California. When you have a CCW, it's entire California, all the counties.
I think that's a good point. So, okay, so how do you guys, is it different? Is there a different plan, or do you guys feel like you have to do things differently as far as marketing to gun owners in California as opposed to gun owners in Texas?
No, it's about the same. Boots on the ground with us is the strongest way to get to the individuals out there and go to instructors and CCW classes, because those are the ones that are more interested and have a greater risk, I would say, of probably exposing their firearm and maybe even using it for self-defense. So if that does happen, someone's going to get hurt, someone's going to be upset, some property is going to be hurt, damaged, and they will need an attorney, and that's what we provide. We have an attorney-answered hotline 24/7. Someone is always on call. In California, we have 16 different attorneys all the way from Wairika down to San Diego. So someone's always available, and then they dispatch the closest one depending on where you're at.
That's awesome.
And our costs for this are it's ridiculous. It's for just the California coverage for unlimited attorney is less than $10 a month. And then for national, it's less than $22 a month.
Meaning if you can either be covered just in California, or you can be covered in all 50 states depending on what your needs are. Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't travel. You know, they go, shoot, I don't even go out. I don't even go to Nevada, because now used to go to Nevada to gamble.
Yeah.
But now with all the casinos here, you don't really have to do that as much, and everyone's built up venues where you can see the old bands of the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Hey, have you ever wanted to get a pilot's license?
Yes.
Well, here in San Diego, pilots can fly almost every day, which makes San Diego one of the best places to learn how to fly in the world. Learn to fly with San Diego Flight Training International. Check out these deals just for gun owner radio listeners. 1 hour of ground school, 1 hour of flight with an instructor. Yeah, you get to fly. Normally it's $400, and for listeners, it's only $350. Getting started is real easy. Call them at 858-569-1822. Learn to fly with SDFTI. That's 858-569-1822.
If you've made the decision that you need a CCW and are going through the process or have gone through the process, then you've also made the decision that it is a realistic possibility that someday you're going to have to use your firearm in self-defense. If you've made the decision that someday you're going to have to use your firearm in self-defense, then you've also maybe unknowingly made the decision that you're going to need an attorney one day.
No, you are going to need an attorney.
Yeah.
The minute you fire the gun or pull it out, they will arrest you.
That's what I said. So if you've made the decision you need a CCW, then you've made the decision you're going to need a gun, or at least the possibility you're going to need a gun one day. And if you've made that decision, then you've made the decision that you're going to need an attorney.
Yeah.
Period.
It's got to be part of the package.
Absolutely. So when people ask me, gee, how much does it cost to get a CCW? And I tell them, well, for training, it's this much. The state and county, it's about $200. Training's at least $200 to take the class, although that's going to go up here soon. Mm-hmm. The holster is at least $100. And I go down the list, and one of the things I add is you're going to need some kind of insurance. I call it CCW insurance or defense insurance. Some people, it may not be the exact definition of insurance. You might just call it a membership organization, whatever. But you're going to need to pay somebody monthly because you may need an attorney one day if you use your firearm for self-defense. So for that reason, you got to check out Firearms Legal Protection. And we're talking to Patrick Garcia about Firearms Legal Protection. So, Patrick, when you are in a self-defense, a defensive gun use scenario, a DGU, what exactly will FLP do for you? What exactly are they? You're paying the whatever per month, $10 to $20 a month, depending on what you get. What exactly does FLP do for you after you're in a defensive gun use situation?
Well, first of all, you have to get yourself safe, and that's one of the reasons you want to have that CCW. But Once you do that and you call 911 for whatever type of help for yourself or for someone else, and we go through what you should and shouldn't say on that, and you had a little clip on your website on the Facebook I saw that I was talking about it, of what you should and shouldn't say. Then you call us. We have a number to call directly to an attorney, and they will walk you through. You want to make sure when you make that phone call that you're alone, and you won't have someone else being a witness to the phone call because you want that to be private. And they're going to walk you through what you did. Don't make a statement. We'll make a statement later. We'll cooperate 100%. Keep me on the phone until the police arrive, and then they won't ask you any questions because we're going to invoke a bunch of rights. So that's really what we're going to do. And then once we get through it, it's unlimited attorney in civil and criminal.
Yeah.
And you'll never receive an attorney bill with our company.
Wow.
So that's what it is. 95% of all the cost as you get into the court system, which is a system, is going to be your attorney. And that's what we're trying to protect. And you can get dragged through it when you do everything right. It's just the system.
So let's talk. Okay. So total, layman talk here, talk to me like I'm 5 years old, Patrick. So I defend myself with a firearm. Cops show up. I'm being professional and polite, and you guys would at that point provide the attorney, and the attorney would tell you basically what to do. Hey, don't say this. Let me talk to the cops. Don't make a statement without me. That kind of thing. Your attorney would make sure that to guide you through what you should and shouldn't do in that situation. Now, let's say you get arrested.
Okay.
You guys would also do you guys bail that person out, or how does that work?
Okay. We have 3 plans: an individual basic, that's just California attorney; the premium, which is our medium one, which is less than $22 a month. That one includes $250,000 in bail, so we bail them out. $10,000 in expert witness, $10,000 in private investigation because attorneys don't do investigations. $5,000 in incident cleanup, but there's blood somewhere in your car or house. You don't want to clean that up. We have $1,500 in lost wages if you go to trial, and $2,500 if you need some mental health. So those are the things we offer.
Okay.
So like if you feel bad about it, you just need to talk to a shrink.
Sure.
Provide that.
Which I would imagine. I mean, gosh, I don't even want to think about having to be involved in a defensive gun use situation. I would imagine that would. You'd live, you'd have your life, but I would imagine that incident would haunt you for the rest of your life in some way. And I'm sure that it's possible to get over it and live a good life. But gosh, having to go through professional mental health help, I'm sure is a very real possibility. Okay, so you go through defensive gun use. Cops arrest you. You already have an attorney, thanks to FLP, if you're covered by FLP. You have an attorney. The attorney guides you through the situation. You get bailed out. They pay for your house to get cleaned if need be, because that's a very specialized type of cleaning. If you have some kind of defensive gun use in your house or whatever, they even cover some of your lost wages. They cover a professional witness. What is a professional witness? Like, what does that mean? Okay,
so if you're in a self-defense situation and they bring in some witnesses, they could bring in a ballistic person. They could bring in your CCW trainer on CC. What kind of training did you actually have for your CCW? And they can go through the syllabus and what they're shooting in that particular, because it's different in the qualifying in every single county. What you had to go through, how many hours of training you had. Do you have your old target? Did you hit everything, or were you all over the place? So that's what the expert witness is going to do. They're just going to kind of explain things so that everyone in the jury knows. Now, when you get to the jury selection, that's the kind of the tough part, because most people are deselected because of knowledge. And you're not going to
What does that mean? You said during the jury selection, most people are deselected because of their knowledge. Talk to me like I'm 5. What does that mean?
Let's say that it's about a teacher, and you happen to be a teacher, and you know about teachers. Mm-hmm. So, then they're going to excuse you right away.
Interesting.
If it's about
if I'm a
policeman,
yeah, and so if I'm okay, so they're picking a jury and they say, hey, they question the jury and they find out, hey, this is a firearms case and I'm a firearms expert, you're probably you're not going to be on that jury. Or if you're
you're going to get excused.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. That's extremely important.
Guns, you're probably going to get excused too if you say, oh yeah, well, you know what, my parents never allowed firearms anywhere. And, if I see one, it's evil. Those kind of people are going to get, so you're going to get someone with just moderate knowledge in there. And that's why you need the expert witness to let them know what's going on and why they have these CCW classes, why we train them, why safety is number one, all that stuff.
I think, we've had them on here before. I think the most well-known gun related, professional witness would be Masad Ayub, I think. I can't think of anybody that's more well-known.
Everyone knows him.
Everybody knows him.
His name.
Everybody knows his name. So when he talks about, we have him on here and he talks about different cases. He knows that because he was probably an expert, a hired expert witness, and they hire the expert witness to be able to explain to the jurors who don't know, whatever, they don't know anything. They're purposely not experts in whatever they're talking about here. So they don't, and they want to do that because they want a jury without preconceived notions about what's going on. They want as blank a slate as they can possibly get, and so that's expert witness is hired to explain to that person, hey, this is the reality of whatever situation we're talking about. That kind of describes it, right?
That's exactly right.
And you guys help, and that gets expensive, and you guys help pay for that. If you don't have that, you don't have much of a case usually.
Well, you can still get it, but you'll have to pay it out of pocket.
Yeah.
So that's when you get into a trial situation. You get all these people coming in, and you can have 5, 6, 7, 8 expert witnesses and different areas of expertise for whatever the situation is, and it can get very expensive. So we pay for about $10,000 and $10,000 in private investigation because sometimes you have to research somebody else. And the attorneys don't do that.
Yeah, and if you get into a defensive gun use situation, what would you? I mean, just like not a national news, not like I don't know, Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman type situation, but just you've defended yourself in your home. Maybe it doesn't even make the papers. How much would that normally be without firearms legal protection? How much would you be paying an attorney and court fees and everything out of pocket? Do you think?
Well, just to get it started, depending on where you are, like in San Diego, it's going to be anywhere from probably like $20,000 to $30,000 to get an attorney on retainer, just to start, because they have to get up to speed on whatever they're doing. And you want a Second Amendment person, then it could go on for 2 years, without being a big deal. But all of a sudden, we need an extension and a continuance. And it just keeps going on and on and on. And when I talk to people in class, I say, well, anyone been through our court system? And some people, yeah, no. So when they say, yeah, I said, well, here's 3 adjectives you probably use. It was fast, it was inexpensive, and it was unemotional. And they go, what? That's none of that. And I said, that's exactly right. It's just the opposite. And then they laugh, and they say, yeah, I thought this was going to go on for about 2 months and get into court and get out. And the next thing, it lasted 2 years. That 2 years is going to get you up to about $200,000.
Jeez, pretty easily, huh? Pretty easily at least 50, and getting up to $200,000. Probably blink of an eye.
You get 2 partners working on something at $400 an hour. That's $800 an hour, and it's the price goes up really quick.
And how much do you think like Zimmerman in the Trayvon Martin case and Rittenhouse, like a big national case like that, would you guess that's probably pushing $1 million?
Yeah, I read that it was $1 million. I also read that in the criminal, he was able to get a GoFundMe and fund that. And in the civil, he was not, or something. But I don't know that. It hasn't gone that far yet. So that's been a few years ago, right?
Yeah, it was a few years ago. How do people find out if they're interested in FLP, if they want to be a member of Firearms Legal Protection? Where do they go? What do they do?
Well, there's a couple things. I think you may have a link on one of your sites.
GunOwnersRadio.com. I'm pretty sure we do.
And for FLP.
Okay. So go to gunownersradio.com and follow the link to Firearms Legal Protection. Check it out, and highly recommend you get. I got to tell you, check out FLP. They've been extremely supportive of Gun Owners Radio, so go check them out.
Use code GOR.
Use code GOR for a discount at firearmslegal.com. But you got to get something. If you're a gun owner, especially if you're a CCW holder, get some kind of service. We recommend start out with firearmslegal.com and use code GOR for a discount.
That's exactly right.
All right, man. Thank you so much, Patrick. Appreciate you guys. Again, thank everybody at FLP for supporting our symposium. Our next symposium is going to be the first weekend in March, and it's going to be at an even bigger, better, neater, cooler venue, and it's going to be very, very cool. So maybe FLP will be a part of that as well. But thank you so much for supporting us.
Okay, and thank you for having me on here.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. If you're watching mainstream media, you're not getting the truth about guns. Gun Owners Radio is the easiest way to stay on top of the Second Amendment fight, the fight for your self-defense rights. You can watch our live stream on YouTube every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, or if you're in San Diego, AM 1170, FM 96.1, The Answer. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform. Just search Gun Owners Radio and you'll find our show. Like and subscribe to help defend and restore the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.